What?
Squirtle has Millwood over Washington, number 1.
Why isn't everybody smart as us, Ronnie?
It's apparent.
Very obvious. So big.
There, see, everybody knows it's mine.
Huh? They didn't know before.
Yellow. Hello, yellow.
I got to put a tweet out real quick.
We hot yet?
Twitters?
Yeah, I said we were.
We're hot?
Yeah.
It's because the thermostat's not turned down low enough.
Oh, boy.
It's been comfortable all day.
It's been perfect. Ever since I got a professional who knows how to set thermostats up here, this whole office has been perfect.
Cubs took 2 out of 3 against the Brewers this week.
Any chance they're going to make the playoffs?
Very good chance.
Really?
Yeah.
Cubbies got hot, huh?
Above 50%.
Hashtag OK Preps. Boom. All right, we are tweeted out.
I got that notification.
I'm going to test the chat. Should be coming along here in a second. It's going to come up. It says test. Hopefully it'll come up and say test. It says test. And we're going to make sure the comments are working. We're going to hit send. Pops up. And then we're going to take the comments off. And there it is. All right. Where's T-Fred? I don't know if we can start the show without T-Fred.
We can't.
Okay.
You got a problem?
Two stitches officially for Kel Evans. Two.
Yeah, maybe he'll learn to duck next time you hit him. That's how you learn, Ronnie, through experience.
Okay, we got a lot to get into. It is straight up 6 o'clock. We guys ready?
Well, yeah. Ready since 4:30 this morning.
Hello and welcome to the High School Huddle, week 1 of the football season. It is Wednesday, August 30th, 2023. Appreciate you checking out the live show or the replay. Along with Ronnie Phillips, Phil Nichols, Chris Evans. Glad to spend the next hour 15. Really gets interesting. Could be an hour and a half. We'll see how it
2
falls
hours.
out. Got a lot to talk about. both a lot of stuff on and off the field. But before we get into games of the week and our new top 5, we got some shifting going around there, as almost everybody, I think now everybody is officially playing football.
Right.
A lot of teams got into it last week at week 0. Everybody going here in week 1. But before we get into all that great stuff, let's talk about our great sponsor at Generations Church. The High School Huddle is presented by Generations Church. Love God, love people, serve both well. Contact Generations Church by calling 405-282-6848 or visit them online at generationsguthrie.com. You know, I pushed the wrong button, but I think that guy did it better than I would have probably anyway.
He's a pro.
Big thank you to Generations Church once again. They got a great outreach. Visit them online, and they can help you out no matter, or get you in the right direction no matter where you are in the state of Oklahoma. So big thank you to Pastor Josh and the crew over there. Well, there's a lot to get into as far as games and commitments and all that good stuff, but obviously the story in Oklahoma and across the nation was gun violence once again at high school sports. Yet everyone is very familiar with the Dale City Choctaw. We'll get into that here in a second, but the Booker T. Washington with Bentonville, Arkansas, a young person showed a gun and
brandished a pistol.
Brandished a pistol, and that game got halted. And then there was another incident. I'm drawing blank right now. There was 3 of them in a state. I can't remember.
It was a smaller town. I saw that as well.
I can't remember what it was exactly, but of course the big one, the really sad one, Choctaw, Dale City, shots fired across the way on the Dale City side of the field on the visitor side. A 16-year-old was killed. 15-year-old was arrested this morning here on Wednesday, August 30th. A 42-year-old man was shot in the chest by an off-duty Dale City officer who was providing security. And then another teen was shot in the leg. She was treated and released that night or early that morning. And then you had a couple other people who were fleeing from the scene. A couple teens broke an ankle and I think a wrist trying to get away from the scene. So obviously that game ended in the third quarter in that situation. So it was just imagine, the fans and the players and the game officials and everyone, what was going on. We've all seen the video and heard the video, and just I'm sure it was chaotic there for a few moments until police presence got there. From my understanding, after the knuckleheads got done whatever they did, the police presence, the players, the superintendent, I heard, got involved and tried to make it, the best scenario after that with treatment and getting police and security and questions, all that good stuff. So you have Oklahoma County Sheriff's Office investigating the shooting, the officer involved shooting, and then you have the Choctaw Police with the criminal investigation. So just a tough night for high school football.
Yeah, just sad all the way around. I mean, you just, of course, the biggest thing is the family that lost their child that night, a 16-year-old child, and then the injuries, the other injuries. I mean, that's who you feel the worst for, the family. I mean, it's just a horrible deal, and it put a cloud on them. I mean, we were wrapping up our broadcast, and Ronnie, I think you were the one that got the first text to tell us what was going on. We just finished our post-game interviews, and we're breaking down our equipment when we found out about it, and it just obviously killed the whole mood of the whole evening.
Yeah, we didn't even think about the game that we just called after that. It didn't matter.
None of it matters, right? When something like that happens, I don't care who you are. I mean, everybody understands that at the end of the day, it's important in the grand scheme of sports, but it's not important in the grand scheme of life when something like this happens. And it's just sad, and you wonder what are going to be the ramifications. I mean, there'll be schools taking actions, and already have, and it could mean a lot of things that people have to go through to get into sporting events that you never dreamed you'd have to go through to get into a high school football game, at least not in Oklahoma and many of the communities. And so it's just a horrible, horrible thing all the way around. Yeah,
the 16-year-old who was shot and killed was a Midwest City high school student at a Dale City Choctaw game. And I think the 15-year-old was from Spencer, so I don't know what school, if he was in school, where he went, but arrested for second-degree murder. Now, arrested and charged is two different things. We'll see if he's charged with second-degree murder, but luckily the police were able to find who they want. I think yesterday is who they it sounded like the suspect was getting treated at the scene for a head wound and not knowing he was the shooter, the shooter or the suspect. So I just now got this. Yeah, I just got literally a text about the Middale district on some of their protocols. I do want to share one thing. You talk about the ramifications. Of course, Dale City back in March had a shooting at a high school basketball game. Ended up being a Millwood student with that, and so you've had Dale City with 2 incidents with non-students bringing the gun and shooting. So, but the Middale superintendent today had a very long letter, and he was talking about the OSSA maybe doing their part with all that. And in part, he says, and it's going to be Rick Cobb, Dr. Rick Cobb, superintendent of Middale Schools. He says, things have changed. People have changed. Society just isn't the same. The years since the pandemic have probably accelerated these changes, but the signs have been all around us for a long time. I'm asking for the OSSAA to work with its membership to develop specific guidelines for the competitions that happen under your sanction. And part of that, the OSSAA is in charge of postseason activities and championships. OSSA and Dr. David Jackson, executive director, had a 15-minute Zoom press conference with members of the media, and I think has been shared out with the rest of the media if they didn't catch that. But I don't know how much the OSSA, you always hear about local control. Well, now you want the OSSAA to go in and
provide the money and
they're looking for guidelines, but each school district kind of responsible for each one. I mean,
everybody wants local control till it's tough subjects.
Yeah,
and then everybody wants help.
Yeah,
and I get it.
Well,
and I think his intent is we all need to come together collectively and find good solutions. I'm not trying to be critical of the superintendent, but it's because we talked about this today at lunch, and I asked you. We were having lunch with a gentleman that is involved in the OSSAA as a board member. And I said, so what are you guys? And he said, hey, listen, we're just what you said, Chris. We're post. It's not that they don't have a desire, but I think there's the real question is could they even do anything, even if they were so inclined?
It's not their event.
Right. And
it's not the OSSA's event.
Now I'm sure the member schools could come together and say, we want you guys to be a parole in this.
Correct. Here's an umbrella guideline policy. Here's the general guidelines. Now each school can add to that. Of course, the schools already have these guidelines.
Yeah, they did. Well, I mean, Dale City was very quick to say, and you pointed out, 2 shootings. Yes, that sounds bad on the surface of it.
Yeah.
None of their students involved in either one is a shooter. And Dale City, I think the superintendent said that they have measures in place. Now, I'm just going to say this: we went to a Dale City football game last year at their place.
Yep.
I do not remember going through any kind of security checkpoints. Now, I'm not saying, but I can't remember last week.
They had the wands.
Did they?
They had the wands, and now with the new procedures, now they're actually going to have the boxes that you walk through now. Which
weapon detection system.
Yeah, they're going to have that. They're going to have that moving forward. But before that, they just had the wands.
Yeah, and Oklahoma City Public Schools had a press conference, and they have them throughout their schools, and they were kind of bringing them in as needed, and they're $20,000 a pop.
Yeah.
So I think they have 7 or 8 football fields they have to deal with, and they're going to bring in 4 for the football deal. And that's Oklahoma City Public Schools. And every school district has come out or hasn't come out. They're going to keep them. A lot of schools are keeping what they have in place. Some are heightening those a little bit, and it's just a shame. A 15-year-old causes one person causes all this. Not that it is the world today, like Dr. Cobb has said in his letter, but I just if being wanted is the way to go, then to keep everyone safe, I guess that's what.
Well, I mean, you think about it. You go to OU football games. You get wand, or you go through it, and you also have to have clear bags. I saw clear bags. Has been mentioned in a lot of the protocol, but. You go to an NFL game, same thing. Go to an NBA game, same thing.
MLB clear bags.
I mean, everybody,
MLB's even clear bags.
Yeah, everybody's walking. And it is an unfortunate reality of our society today. But he's right. The doctor's right. This has been coming. This isn't something that we could do a whole show on all the stuff that leads up to this. That's not really what this show's about. But I think that we can all agree that it's horribly sad situation. We're all going to have to work collectively to try to come up with good solutions. That means the school districts, parents, law enforcement, first responder. I mean, everybody's going to have to come together to try to do everything they can to make these events as safe as possible. You're never going to completely eliminate it.
Right. No, you won't be able to. But obviously losing the young man's life was those families were affected the most by this. But another thing I heard interesting, and I've seen videos on, is as a parent, we let our kids just run around and have a good time. Shots fired, ring off, and you don't have your kids by you. Yeah. I mean, the trauma that the parents that were just there at the game were going through.
Football game.
They're trying to find their kids. Oh my God, I've never thought once to sit down and talk to my kids. Hey, look, if there's shots fired at the football game, and it's sad that we even have to talk about that now. So it's not just this group of people being affected by it. It's everybody that was there. I mean, Mark Rogers even talked about, because he was calling the game, and I heard him on the radio this week. And, he hears it, then he sees people just drop. Yeah. And he doesn't know if.
Well, Mark's first comment was, "What's going on?"
Yeah,
And
your first inclination is, okay, did these people get shot, or are they hiding? People will just immediately drop to the ground, and it's just scary, and nobody really knew what to do at the time, and it's sad.
And I think there's always those Monday morning quarterbacks, no pun intended, that seem to have all the answers after the fact. Yeah. And we've seen a lot of those on social media and comments made and criticizing different things and and listen. Nobody knows how they're going to react until they're in that situation. That's true with anything in life. But all I know, what I'll default back to is, it's sad, it's horrible. We got to work collectively to try to come up with good solutions. And then the other thing, I've talked to several parents. All my kids are grown now, as you guys know. But I've had parents say, well, if we had an event at Dell City, we wouldn't let our kids go. And I'm thinking, man, I understand the gut reaction to that, but again, Dell City's been involved in 2 shootings. Their school has. Neither time were the shooters from Dell City.
Yeah.
So you're now punishing kids for, that had nothing to do with the violent side of these events. Obviously, we're unfortunately involved.
But obviously, as a parent, you have to make the best decision. If not going,
Ultimately, it's the parent's decision, and I respect that. It's just
it's sad that it's affected by Dell City.
It's sad that it's came to this, because where we live, we're in the suburban conference with Dell City in junior high.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's parents where we live that are going, okay, what are we going to do?
Right.
I guarantee you there are.
Yeah. The biggest thing that I see is you have to have your student ID to come into games. There's different school districts coming out with different stuff. The most common thing is if you're a student, you have to bring your ID to come in. You have to be in good standing with that. And they're also putting administrators at each of the gates saying, this kid come in. Yeah. But if you're a kid and you don't come with the parent, some venues won't let you in.
Yeah, just turn you away.
Just turn you away. Yeah. So, crazy. And
when I was growing up, what we had to worry about at Friday night football games? Where was the party after?
Yeah.
I mean, where were we going to Pizza Hut afterwards and all going to eat and hang out, or were we going to go to a friend's house? Or,
quarter at the church.
We lived at such a more innocent time.
Yeah.
And I hate that for these kids that are coming up these times, that this is their new normal.
Back in your day, Phil, and even our days, it was, you had a problem with somebody, you handled it, and you didn't handle it with a gun. You talked it out, or you threw blows and it was over.
Yeah. Well, you threw blows and nobody got hit, and then it was over, right? But it was such a different time.
Yeah.
And I don't know the answers. I mean, that's way above my pay grade, but I do know this, just as a human being, everybody's heart's broken for these families and for everything everybody's going through.
They have color TVs when you were a kid, Phil?
Honestly, color TV became a big thing. Well, if you were a fancy family, you had color TVs. I remember the first color TV we got, I thought I had officially arrived. I said, my dad might be the most successful man in the world. We have a color TV. but yeah, no, it's and you bring up a good point. We joke, but it was just such a different time.
Did you have a TV on top of a TV?
We did.
No, we didn't do that, but we did. We had the.
So you're fancy.
Well, and we had the.
It was bougie.
Well, we had the. What we did have was, we had the stereo, the all-contained stereo system that had the big speakers on the side. You lift the top up, and had the record player and the 8-track. Oh, We were, man, we were, not to mention it, we were fancy people.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, before we take our first break here on the High School Huddle presented by Generations Church, our next segment, we're going to get into the games. There's a lot to talk about, some specific players to talk about. Our top 5 has changed a little bit here on the High School Huddle. And then we'll also come up here in a little bit. We'll have our top 10 games of the week. We'll make those predictions, see how all 3 of us went last week. Luckily, we didn't have the Guthrie Ponca City on this list. More on that here in a little bit. But the big news some other big news was David Stone, IMG Academy, formerly played for Dell City, commits to the Sooners of Oklahoma. Number 1 defensive tackle in the nation.
6th player overall.
And it sounds like this is one of the biggest recruits OU's had in 10, 15 years as far as the stars and the defensive lineman that he plays. And OU needs that going into the SEC next year.
I keep hearing comparisons that he's a guy that could be impactful like Tommy Harris.
Yep.
That kind of caliber.
He's good enough because people like Tommy Harris, Gerald McCoy, these guys reached out to him.
Oh, yeah.
And, recruited him to OU, so.
He said at 3 o'clock he committed. IMG was playing somebody on ESPN at 6:30. And he said at 3 o'clock he had no idea. He really thought, he goes, almost picked up the Miami hat at the table. But
so he followed his heart.
Yeah.
We'll see if that heart carries him to signing day.
Yeah. I'm sure Brent Venables is still recruiting.
No, everybody's going to be holding the breath in Sooner Nation until that paper's signed.
Well, the good thing about social media and stuff like that, David Stone loves social media. He loves the attention.
He loves the recruiting process.
He loves the recruiting process. Exactly right. I tell every kid, enjoy the process. Go wherever you can, as often as you can, and go get it.
Take every visit you're allowed.
Yeah, and he's already recruiting kids to OU right now on social media.
Listen, last year we saw him getting recruited by an OU commit last year at a game.
Eric McCarty,
I mean, and so, but this is the other thing. Somebody said to me, well, that just seems selfish to announce it at halftime. I said, we got to realize, IMG, that's a business.
Yeah.
That's why they're there.
Yeah.
They promote that. They want them to do that stuff.
And ESPN had high school games throughout the entire day, and people were committing throughout the day as well. So it wasn't just
I did notice, though, the hat he put on seemed to be a knockoff.
It's custom made.
Well, that's called a knockoff.
It's called custom
fancy.
made. Yeah,
that's
bougie. That's bougie.
What's bougie?
Yeah, fancy.
Oh, fancy.
Fancy like.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take our opening time out here in a little bit. Before we do, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. That really does help things out. We're about to take a break. You get a second to do that. Good to see Grant Oliver checking in. Grant asked, who said Ponca City would win? Well, we'll talk about that and a whole lot more here on the High School Huddle presented by Generations Church. At Generations Church, we exist to love God, love people, and serve both well. We're a multi-generational, multicultural church that believes in being a light to our city and our region. At Generations, we don't believe that church can be put in a box. We're a church that accepts all people from all walks of life, young, old, rich, and poor, and you will feel welcome at Generations. Join us at 10 a.m. every Sunday at 2524 West Noble in Guthrie, America. You can also join us at generationsguthrie.online.church.
Today I'm sharing Golden Chick with the world.
Are you ready to taste Golden Chick for the first time?
100% tenderloin. That's where the golden tenders come from. Marinated for 24 hours.
It is amazing.
Then we also got the rolls, made fresh.
It feels like they were just baked.
You know why it feels that way? They were.
Every time I go, I love to get extra rolls, so I love it.
We are being kind of photobombed right now by the one and only Clucky. Have you met Clucky the chicken? Don't get too starstruck. He's just a regular guy. One taste, and you're golden. He's on Tender. That's like a chicken dating app.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy. Aspen Roofing is a family-owned roofing company with more than 20 years of experience and achievements across Oklahoma. Aspen Roofing takes pride in the personal service we provide on each job, and we strive to maintain the highest level of quality while offering our customers a reasonable price. It is our commitment to help you understand the process of getting a new roof from start to finish. Call Robbie Hudson for a free roofing estimate at 405-562-0026.
Exxon was founded by 2 combat-proven veterans to help businesses grow from mediocre to exceptional. We know from experience that your culture and trust throughout the organization drive superior performance. Most business owners focus on the urgent rather than the important. They are just struggling to survive. The team at Exxon helps owners identify challenges, build solutions, and focus on growth. Do you trust your team? Does your team trust you? If not, we can help. We are Exxon.
Hey, you in the third row. Yes, you. When was your last dental checkup? Dr. Louis Turney and his staff provide dental care in a fun, relaxing environment. Still not convinced? Prefer to sleep through your appointment? No problem. We can do that too. Our staff can ensure you have a relaxing experience no matter what. Got kids? Hey, so do we. Come see what all the moms are talking about. Our kid-friendly staff loves to provide care to even the tiniest of teeth. Give us a call today. We've got the whole family covered.
Give Dr. Louis Turney a call at 282-7600.
Welcome back to the High School Huddle, presented by Generations Church.
Segment 2 here on the High School Huddle, presented by Generations Church. Appreciate you checking us out on this Wednesday night or on the replays. We get set for week 1 of the high school football season, a full slate of games. We'll go over a good part of those games here tonight. I have our picks coming up a little bit later in the top 10. We mentioned David Stone earlier. Also, Andy Bass, Heritage Hall, committed to University of Oklahoma.
Jaden Dickens, too?
I heard as a preferred walk-on, the Bass kid.
No.
No.
It was a scholarship.
Oh, yeah.
Well, somebody said that today, and I thought, nah.
No. Yeah,
he
picked Sooners over Syracuse and Kansas State.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was like, Syracuse.
Inside wide receiver, probably?
Something, yeah. I mean,
Athlete, yeah.
Athlete.
Where probably like a Gavin Freeman, give him the ball whenever he can.
Yeah.
He's a lot thicker version of Gavin Freeman, isn't he?
He's a little bigger, probably, but yeah, Gavin Freeman actually got put on scholarship this week, so good for him.
That's
yep,
good.
congratulations.
Yeah.
Heritage Hall, stand out.
Really good.
Yep.
Well, there was a lot to talk about. Boy, Jinx Trojans. No, a little Edmond Santa Fe Wolves, the little Wolves that could.
A little West Side team, huh?
A little 1-9 last year.
Ooh.
The injuries were bad last year, but 1-9 last year. Open up the season at Jinx, go on the road and beat the Trojans in the 27-26. Jinx had the football, 4.5 minutes to go in the ball game. Snap goes over the punter's head. Santa Fe has a short drive to go into and score. Jinx comes back down and gets in field goal position. The field goal is blocked, and the Jinx actually picked it up and they had a little wall. They had to run probably 20 yards, and then he was tackled at the 19-yard, and then the big celebration for Edmond Santa Fe. So we talked about Norman North and Westmore. Well, now Edmond Santa Fe's in the conversation. So
absolutely, congratulations, Wolves.
First game of the season, Bixby Owasso was a snoozer.
Snoozer, yep.
Total snoozer. I mean, Bixby just keeps doing it. I mean, they just keep putting up big wins against big-time programs.
Yeah, Bixby wins 42-16, but Owasso had 2 touchdowns and a safety in the fourth quarter. Yeah. So that game
second, third string kids.
Yeah. So Bixby played multiple quarterbacks. So they've always
works.
It works for it. Definitely works for them. I mean, they usually say if you have 2 or more quarterbacks, you don't have a quarterback. But they both served her both well, and it's a good system for Lauren Montgomery up there with that. So those were the big ones. Of course, really want to talk about the Dell City Choctaw game before the violence broke out there. And it was the old transfer bowl. River Warren at quarterback, Ronnie Fields, LaDainian Fields at Dell City. And that game ended, I don't know if I had the score. I can't remember what the score was, but it felt like Dell City controlled the entire game, and it felt like Dell City was going to be able to go on and win that game, although it was kind of back and forth, but Dell City seemed to be a step or two ahead the entire night of Choctaw.
34-25.
What was it?
34-25.
34-25, but Choctaw was getting ready to go in and score, I think.
Yeah, I think that's correct.
Was getting ready to go in before the shots were fired in the third quarter. So
possibly, don't know.
Yeah, who knows? But I can tell you, Choctaw, Juju Smith, the running back, is electric. He is really, 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 really good. I understand it's the first game of the year, but Choctaw played 2 different quarterbacks, and
might stand out.
Tough. No one stand out. It's going to be tough. I always thought River Warren, if he would have transferred to Choctaw, instead of Del City. I was, Choctaw needed a quarterback.
River can play.
River can play.
He can play.
Yeah, he's by far the best quarterback. He had a ball batted up and went to a pick six. Choctaw's first pass was a pick six, but he can play. He can play. And then we see Fields. Remember, we talked about the transfers last week. The Fields and the Graham at Westmore. We'll talk about here in a second. But the Fields that is committed to Oklahoma State, he is really, really good. So I think once he gets established and River Warren gets established, they will be, as we mentioned, they're number 2 in our 5A polls and have been all season and all preseason, all that stuff. But Del City's very, very athletic. And I watched that game, and Carl Albert is above in everybody. But on any given night, I think Del City could compete with Carl Albert. If he gets in the fourth quarter, of course, anything can happen. So Carl Albert is on a high pedestal, but Del City, with all their athletes, River Warren can spin it just as well. River Warren's not quite Kevin Sperry, and maybe Fields is not quite Xavier, but I think on any given night, those can be flip-flop. Carl Albert has the other horses to go with it, but Del City's athletic, all the transfers.
It'll be interesting to see because Del City, they played Cash and Sperry. It was they traded all night long. So it's Carl Albert. Are they going to make a decision, or are they going to just go out with a couple quarterback system? I think it'd be detrimental to Carl Albert. Cash is a great quarterback, but
Cash is Mr. Carl Albert.
Yeah,
he's Carl Albert through and
well, it's Choctaw transfer.
More okay. He's more.
He's not Mr. Carl Albert.
He's more Carl Albert than Kevin Sperry.
I
guess
he's been there one more year than Kevin Sperry.
Okay,
so I'll give you that. But Sperry, from what I've seen so far, to me he's the better quarterback. Obviously through the scrimmage that we saw, and then last week against Quita. But again, I think only one team in the state can run 2 quarterbacks be successful. I think that's Bixby.
And it's proven.
And it's been proven.
It's definitely been proven. So, Del City, man, they're good. They are really good. Choctaw can be there. I think Del City was a clear better team that night. Yeah. So we'll see how it plays out. I do have some scores, and I have a cool graphic for 6A1, 6A2, and 5A and 4A. It'll have to wait next week for 3A, 2A. I ran out of time this week. So here's some of the scores. Oops. That's a preview of the 6A1 rankings. Let me get to the 6A1 scores there. They are, we mentioned, Union dominates Westmore, 49-7. Graham, the quarterback, and we'll come back to him in a second. Graham, quarterback, transfers from Southeast, plays at Westmore. It just doesn't look right. It just doesn't. I think it might be a tough season for Westmore. Of course, they might go. I think
it's going to be a tough season.
I think he's got a learning curve. He's committed to Houston as an athlete. I don't know if he'll be quarterback. I
don't think he will be. It's a different kind of ball.
Yeah,
from where he came to where he's at now.
Yeah, it was
practices and everything.
And he was going up against Union, so it's tough. It looks a little different. With him at quarterback. So we'll see how that one goes. I wonder why Westmore. It just doesn't. It's just a weird.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's weird how that works out. So in the transfer portal here in Oklahoma. So back to the 6A1 score. Sorry, I got sidetracked there a little bit. Muskogee, no problem with Enid, 49-27. Moore over Ed Memorial, 31-28. Deer Creek had a little bit hard time at the beginning, but were able to separate themselves from Ed Memorial, 39-14. And then the other 2 games that we had talked about with Bixby taking Owasso and Jinx going down to Edmond Santa Fe, first game of the season. I do believe Choctaw and Edmond Santa Fe were supposed to play this week. I think that game has been canceled or postponed. So I won't have that. Also, game notes this week is Booker T. Washington comes to Del City. That game was scheduled for Friday. Will be played on Thursday night at 6 o'clock.
We going?
Not sure.
Where's that?
It's at Del City.
Yeah, we going?
Booker T. Washington at Del City on Thursday, because on Friday night,
I'll go.
Carl Albert and Midwest City play, so they separate those 2, so more security can be at both of them. They're not splitting it up, so they have a lot of security Thursday night, a lot of security on Friday as well.
There's a part of me, I ask if we're going. I hope fans get out and support the Del City kids.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want
and
this
the Choctaw kids.
Yes, I just don't want this to be. You got to do what you're comfortable doing, but I think it would send a good message to the kids at Del City if people.
If it was packed and people were cheering, that'd be great. That would be
a big time thing.
That'd be awesome.
6A2 scores from around the state of Oklahoma last week in week 0. Putnam City West. Sorry, Western Heights, I don't have your logo in there. I forgot to change it to the huddle. McGinnis beats Putnam City 35-20, and a basketball game broke out. I wonder if Sapulpa and Sand Springs plays basketball later this year, if 118 points will be scored. I'm not sure.
Sapaloopa was up quite a bit, and then next time out we looked, and then Sand Springs taking the lead, so that looked like a fun game.
Yeah.
Yes, Sand Springs, good team. Sapulpa, they're going to be dangerous over there. So, and then we'll take a look at some 5A scores last week in week 0. Carl Albert over Coweta 38-10. Coweta got another big game this week. That'll be fun to watch. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. Really blowout games. Piedmont over Noble 52-26. Noble still trying to figure out defense over there. And the one game
Poto Bishop Kelly, man. I knew that would be a good one. Yes. I knew that would be a good game.
That was a big time game.
Yep.
And then the game that we had was Guthrie Ponca City. Guthrie 0-0 after the first quarter.
Yeah.
And then 20-0 at halftime, and then 40-0 at the end of the game there. Guthrie defense. Last year, 5 shutouts. They held 7 of their 12 opponents to 7 points or less, and they're on par with that as they not only shut out Ponca City 0 points, but allows 7 total yards of offense for Ponca City. Ponca had negative 11 rushing, and someone said, yeah, but that's a lot of sack yards. Oh, okay. Still negative 11.
Okay.
And we talk about Ponca City, granted,
quality team.
Only 4 teams make the 6A2 playoffs, but Ponca City was one of those, and they won a playoff game last year.
Quarterback back, wide receiver back.
Exactly, and they'll have some getting better to do real quick.
I mean, that was
season 7 and 6A2.
Yeah, a lot of polls had them up.
I mean, it was. I mean, I'll say this again during our top 5 in the 5A, but Guthrie 100% established yourself as the number 3 team in state.
I couldn't agree.
I know we had other people saying Piedmont up there, but no. Guthrie
McGinnis was up there.
McGinnis was up there. People had McGinnis as high as 2. McAllister, I've seen him McAllister high as 2. That defense of Guthrie is still outstanding, and they are, in my opinion, without question, the bona fide number 3 team in state.
They got 4 linemen that can go. They got a couple. They got a senior linebacker. They got a tough, gritty sophomore linebacker. They got a Division I type athlete at one corner.
Yep.
The other corner has experience, and the 2 safeties are good. So,
and then they've got a guy playing H-back this year that a lot of people are going to know his name by the end of the year.
Yeah.
Dole's kid.
Yeah,
Dole's he's a football player.
You got a quarterback that is
26-5 now.
Yeah.
I mean, as a starting quarterback, he has that record, and then you have a running back that came over from a year ago. He's athletic.
They have multiple running backs now.
Yeah.
Three took handoffs last week.
I'm telling you, this Guthrie team, I know it's just, week 0, and we'll see how the schedule plays out. But, man, Carl Albert is so special this year. Dale City, with all the transfers, is different. But boy, if you didn't have those two, storylines for Carl Albert, Dale City, the Guthrie team, number 3. Again, anything can happen on the front. But this Guthrie team, if they keep getting better, will be a tough play. Carl would be favorite. Dale City would be favorite. McAllister would play tough. Collinsville would be tough. Elgin would be tough. Anything can happen. But it's a very good Guthrie team.
Yeah.
Very good Guthrie team, and I think, when we did our preseason stuff, I'll just get this out of the way. I picked Guthrie to lose to Ponca City, and if you go back and look at the tape, I said, now I wouldn't be surprised. I said Guthrie could go 9-1, they could go 8-2, they could go 7-3.
We just didn't know.
Well, because Ponca City, I thought, okay, first game of the year, 0 week.
Just like last year.
You got some new kids on the Guthrie side. Don't really know what they're going to do. They answered all those questions. Answered all those questions. And bottom line, that's why I said on this side of the microphone, I'm not down on the field, but they flat just put on a dominant performance. Yeah. We talk about the defense for obvious reasons. But, boys, that offense looked really good, too.
Yeah,
look, that offensive line for the Blue Jays opened up some gaping holes. The defensive line for Guthrie is, I think, it all begins with the big boys up front.
That whole Zane Thomas ran through for a touchdown was massive, wasn't it?
And the defensive line, they got everybody across the line that can flat go get it. They're going to put pressure on the quarterback every game.
Yeah,
Glover kid,
5A. We'll talk about this during rankings here a little bit. I'm still curious what Collinsville, McAllister, McGinnis look like.
Yep.
I have a pretty good idea what Elgin looks like. They're going to be a good ball club as well. So
I like Elgin.
We'll take a look at some 4A scores. No, we won't. Let's see here. Let me try to pull up my 4A scores here real quick. I thought I had this in the system, but I obviously don't. Scoreboard.
Clinton over Kingfisher 20-0.
Thank you.
It's a good win.
Yep.
So
Newcastle over Weatherford.
we'll have our predictions here in a second, but or how we did last week. But one of our losses was all three of us picked Weatherford, and Newcastle was that one 34-14. That'll shake up the rankings here in 4A. Newcastle just a few spots away from jumping in 5A here in a few years. Stigler, Sallisaw, we got asked about that question. We say go with Stigler. That was a close one, 35 to 34. Elk City, no problem over Altus. Jones going up against Bethany 4A and wins that game 26-14. Clinton again shuts out Kingfisher. Tuttle takes it to Cash 41-7, and El Reno no problems over Chickasha. I think they doubled on El Reno with 64 points.
I think Kingfisher's going to have a bouncy year. I think it's going to be a bouncy year for the kids over there.
I'm excited to see Blanchard play. Been getting texts from coaches and around state, and they say, keep your eye on Blanchard. He said those boys can flat out play. So
Cooksey kid,
quarterback. Very excited to see Blanchard play this week.
3A scores, Mount St. Mary's beats Hennessy 41-15. Lincoln Christian shuts out Holland Hall 33-0. The other big game was a top 5 matchup. Vian and Washington just rolls them 55-13. And
Washington's legit, boys. They would be ranked in 5A. I think in the top 5.
Oh yeah.
I mean they can flat go play football.
I'm trying to
it wasn't even the tight ends that did all the scoring. It was the running back.
It's rarely going to be the tight end in high school football, right?
He tore it up. I mean, you got 2 Division I tight ends on your team, and it was the running back who just went crazy on that game.
Those tight ends are helping open those big old holes.
Yeah, Washington's Hudson Howard Jr.
Yep,
8 carries, 194 yards, 4 touchdowns, and he started at linebacker last year. And they got their quarterback is back as well. And so Howard running the ball, the quarterback, and then you got the 2 tight ends, Roberts and Alexander blocking is huge. So I'm sure we'll see Washington at the end of the season.
Oh yeah,
we'll see. That was one or maybe 2 games we will highlight them as far as being a big game. Yeah. The first one they had no problem with that one there. So
we got Jones coming up here in a few weeks, I believe, right?
Okay. So
the referee crew we had last week, they get that game as well. So that'll be
that's a good crew.
That's a great crew. So that'll be a really
good
good called game and very fun to watch.
Yeah.
All right. I think Lincoln Christian mentioned that win 57-6 in 2022. Remember, Lincoln Christian Holland Hall was the 2020 and 2021 state championship games, and boy, had those two have gone the opposite direction there. So they'll be 4A here in a few months playing football. So so we talked about all those games. Here's some individual performances. Malachi Nicholson, 303 rushing yards, 5 touchdowns for El Reno in that victory over Chickasha. Deer Creek quarterback Grady Adamson, 237 yards. Still weak.
Slow week for him.
What's up, Grady?
Yeah.
237. That's usually your halftime number.
Yeah,
it is.
3 touchdowns. Is a little slow against Evan North, but got things going. Kenan Wood, Piedmont. He plays both sides, offensively and defensively. But Kenan Wood, 10 carries, 114 rushing yards, 4 touchdowns. Also had 12 tackles. Pretty good night for him.
Good game.
Creston quarterback Cade Varner. Oh, by the way, congratulations to Coach Fisher. 100 career victory. Yeah, congratulations
to
him. Cade Varner made that happen with 4 touchdowns, 2 rushing, 2 passing in the victory over Moreland. 121 passing, 73 rushing. Go back to that Sand Springs Sapulpa game. That's one of the longest rivals. I forget what highway it is over there, but Kenneth Page had 2 touchdowns, and it was a good game for them. And my last note that I have individually, defending champion Bixby, 42-16, Battle of the Burbs. Okay, already got that. Already got that. So those are some of those highlights from week 1. I think we got
week 0. Yeah,
week 0.
That's what I like about week 0 because, like, Deer Creek was in a dogfight all game long. You know, they're number 1 in a lot of polls and predict to possibly win the state championship in 6A2, and they go out and have a battle against North for a majority of the game.
For a while.
And we got to say this because, you know, you got to be careful. You want to go off. Coaches always say you're not as good as you are. You think you are is not as bad as you are. You you don't want to get false hope. We're talking about Guthrie. We had in precinct number 3, and they played really good. So you got to make sure to stay there. Charlton didn't look good, but hey, it's the first game. We'll see how it goes. So it'll be interesting. It seems like solid quarterback or not solid quarterback with all these teams.
Yeah.
Bixby has multiple. I don't know if you can throw Bixby in there, but Union, Shaker, they're solid there. Yep. Jinx, they're still,
There's questions.
Still there. So it's either in all sports you gotta have a quarterback.
Yeah,
gotta have a quarterback. So that's what I was kind of weirded out a little bit. Graham at Westmore, he's just
it doesn't fit.
It doesn't fit.
No,
I don't
agree.
know. I can't get off it.
It doesn't.
I think a passing quarterback, I don't know. Maybe we'll see how it works out. So,
but many times these young people or anybody for that matter, doesn't matter their age, being self-aware is a beautiful thing. Knowing where you fit, what you're good at, what you're not good at. I think when you're young, you especially if you've had success, you just kind of naturally assume that means in all aspects of the game that you can get her done, and sometimes that isn't the case.
Do we have Washington for our top 10 game of the week? Did we put them back in there this week?
No.
They're not in there? And they play who?
I don't
Is
know
it
who
Jones?
No, that's in a couple weeks.
Okay. Well, Grant says
Jones has Lincoln Christian.
Grant has Washington might be upset this week, and so it's throwing me off of who Washington would be.
We've heard him speak.
Wait a minute. Is Washington? Hold on. Is Washington playing Wynniewood?
Could be. If that's the case, almost bet that is what it is.
If you hit Control F and type in Washington, it'll.
I gotta go in the right class.
Oh, that's a good start.
Yeah. Okay, we'll do a little production here real quick. This is a good time to hit that thumbs up. We appreciate that. Also, subscribe and like to our YouTube channel, so you'll be notified when we go live here on the High School Huddle.
Everybody's playing.
Yeah, that's why you hit Control F.
Games. Right there. So sulfur. They got sulfur.
Oh, yeah. Well, they won't lose, but it's if you hit Control F and hit like Washington, it'll highlight for you, and then you can find it a lot faster. It's a pretty cool feature.
Pretty cool.
All right. I learned that from Grant Oliver one day.
What's control mean?
What you do. Well, never mind.
Okay.
Take a time out. All right. We better take a time out. We got our new top 5 coming out. And we also have
down Duncan's.
the top 10 games of the week. I got the schedule for the football state championships. I don't know if we want to go over that or who plays on what night and all that stuff. But I do have those.
Yeah,
I have all the dates for all the state championships for fall baseball, those locations, cross country.
Where are we going
softball.
for fall baseball? Where are we
Championships will be. I don't want to give it away. We can talk.
Do I get to go to that?
No. All right. Take a time out. We got all that coming up here. We've got a whole lot more to go here on the High School Huddle, presented by Generations Church.
Aspen Roofing is a family-owned roofing company with more than 20 years of experience and achievements across Oklahoma. Aspen Roofing takes pride in the personal service we provide on each job, and we strive to maintain the highest level of quality while offering our customers a reasonable price. It is our commitment to help you understand the process of getting a new roof from start to finish. Call Robbie Hudson for a free roofing estimate at 405-562-0026.
Exxon was founded by 2 combat-proven veterans to help businesses grow from mediocre to exceptional. We know from experience that your culture and trust throughout the organization drive superior performance. Most business owners focus on the urgent rather than the important. They are just struggling to survive. The team at Exxon helps owners identify challenges, build solutions, and focus on growth. Do you trust your team? Does your team trust you? If not, we can help. We are Exxon.
Hey, you in the third row. Yes, you. When was your last dental checkup? Dr. Louis Turney and his staff provide dental care in a fun, relaxing environment. Still not convinced? Prefer to sleep through your appointment? No problem. We can do that too. Our staff can ensure you have a relaxing experience no matter what. Got kids? Hey, so do we. Come see what all the moms are talking about. Our kid-friendly staff loves to provide care to even the tiniest of teeth. Give us a call today. We've got the whole family covered.
Give Dr. Louis Turney a call at 282-7600.
Today I'm sharing Golden Chick with the world. Are you ready to taste Golden Chick for the first time? 100% tenderloin. That's where the golden tenders come from. Marinated for 24 hours. It is amazing. Then we also got the rolls, made fresh.
It feels like they were just baked.
You know why it feels that way? They were.
Every time I go, I like to get extra rolls, so I love it.
We are being kind of photobombed right now by the one and only Clucky. Have you met Clucky the chicken? Don't get too starstruck. He's just a regular guy. One taste, and you're golden. Golden Chick. He's on Tender. That's like a chicken dating app.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy.
At Generations Church, we exist to love God, love people, and serve both well. We're a multi-generational, multicultural church that believes in being a light to our city and our region. At Generations, we don't believe that church can be put in a box. We're a church that accepts all people from all walks of life, young, old, rich, and poor, and you will feel welcome at Generations. Join us at 10 a.m. every Sunday at 2524 West Noble in Guthrie, America. You can also join us at generationsguthrie.online.church.
Welcome back to the High School Huddle, presented by Generations Church.
High School Huddle back. Segment 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Ronnie Phillips, Phil Nichols, Chris Evans with you. Appreciate you checking us out. Hey, we got a question or a comment here, and this is an interactive show, man. It's even better. You want to hear from us the entire time, so we have some great feedback here. Jet Life. Colin Howard, 7 touchdowns, 1 interception, and Kylan Edwards, 7 catches for 170 yards and 4 touchdowns. Holy
wow.
Big time,
for Sapulpa in the loss to Sand Springs.
Both those boys had good years that game.
I'm telling you.
That's the second greatest performance in a loss I've seen since state championship last year.
Oh, my God. That's no lie.
Oh, yeah. Kirk Francis?
Yeah.
Is that who that was?
Kids, I once threw for 780 yards.
In a state championship game.
And we lost.
Yeah, I wonder, J Life, what time that game get over? 2 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, no doubt.
That's a lot of points.
It's a lot of points. A lot of passing.
Sand Springs, Sapulpa on the turf. There's not very many grass fields left out
There's
there.
not.
It's funny because the Ponca City assistant coach was talking to us in the press box, and he goes, this is literally the first grass field we played on in 10 years. so he goes, I kind of wanted to get down here and check it out because he's never seen grass before. Ain't seen it in a long time.
Well, the last time they saw it probably was when they played us here.
Yeah, I mean he's new. I think he might have been new to Ponca for this year, last year, or whatever. But yeah, he ain't seen a grass field in like 10 years. He said
that's funny.
That is funny. Of course, it was probably good for that Friday because it was so hot. But grass probably helped a little bit because the turf is a little bit warmer than that.
Yeah.
So Jet Life said ended at midnight. Woo! 4-hour ball game started at 8 o'clock, pushed back there,
That's
but
insane.
ended at midnight, and we were wrapping our stuff up at 10:30 at night.
Yeah,
so
we were asleep by then.
yeah, probably.
Well,
No, I think you know what I was up. I think I was up till 2 o'clock.
we were all up till 2 o'clock that night.
Oh, that's right. It's like I was sitting here thinking, why was I up?
What did we do?
Yes.
Text messages.
Oh
Yeah. So, hey, appreciate that, Jet Life, and be sure to check in with us throughout the entire year. And
hopefully
that's very cool. Appreciate that. Let's take a look at some top 5 rankings, and there. Don't hit that button. There's some things that have changed a little bit, not a whole lot. Let's take a look at Class A. Yeah, kind of a light schedule in week 0.
Yep.
Get all this off of here. There we go. Class A rankings and Crescent. I forgot about your logo. Actually, I tried. It didn't work the first time, so I gave up.
It's a tiger. How hard can it be?
Well, it has nothing to do with the logo is.
Just put the Cali Tiger on there.
You gonna tell me there's not a bunch of other tigers?
No, I have the tiger in the logo, in the school logo folder. I don't know why it's not popping up. I tried for 7 good minutes and I had to move on
Delete
to
it
the
and
next
redo
one.
it.
I might do that.
Okay.
Might do
Good
that.
answer.
Thank you.
So Crescent stays at number 5 this week. Hominy 4, Ringling 3, Colcord 2, and Fairview 1. I'm not sure if any of those teams even played.
Doesn't
last
matter.
week. Don't matter. So let's take a look at Class 2A. Washington, Millwood, Jones. Millwood. We'll be talking about Millwood here in a little bit. Game of the week. Jones 3, impressive. They got another big one this week. Beggs, Vian. Vian goes down to Washington. They drop a spot.
Yeah.
So I think if Washington,
I mean, I'm not going to hold a whole lot
That's not a
against
blemish.
Vian for losing to Washington. A lot of teams have done the same exact thing.
Yeah.
Class 3A, as you know it now, boy, it'll change next year. Heritage Hall, number 1, Lincoln Christian, impressive last week. We'll be talking about Lincoln Christian, another big-time game this week. Metro Christian, number 3, Verdigris 4, and Perkins Tryon, the Demons, at number 5. I don't think a darn thing changed in Class 3A rankings last week. Nope. We'll jump up to Class 4A rankings. There is some movement in this one here. And 4A, Wagner, that remains the same, number 1. We'll be talking about Wagner in the top 10 games here in a little bit. Poto, number 2. Tuttle, number 3. Blanchard, number 4. Boy, that's a good argument right there between Tuttle and Blanchard.
Yeah.
Tuttle's won the last 2 districts. Blanchard's got a good quarterback in Cooksey. So, those can be easily
2, 3, 4. You can switch around, and I would not argue one bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. Weatherford was in the top 5. Gone. Newcastle, new number 5 team in Class 4A. And it seemed like we had
Clinton right on the outside there.
Yep. Clinton on the outside. And I think Stigler.
Yeah.
No, that's 3A. My bad.
Yeah, 3A.
I forgot to mention Stigler in Class 3A was on the outside.
They did get some votes, though.
They did, yes. They were number 6. Grant wants to know, where's Wynnewood? Down south by Paul's Valley?
Yep.
That's right.
Down there.
Yeah.
Yep. They have a Tiger King zoo there.
Used to.
Yeah. Free Tiger King.
You know, if
Greatest documentary I ever watched.
The pandemic got us to the pandemic.
Trump says, send out the Tiger King. The Tiger King.
You can get a refund for it.
I gotta watch it. It's so fun.
A lot of liners in that.
He had a ZMT jacket on.
He gets their arm bit off and he puts a jacket on.
Someone gets their arm bitten off. He has a jacket on.
He runs inside first, then puts it on, then runs back out and checks.
Listen, we've had an incident here. When you refund your money, or
well, he said we had an incident. Line just ripped off one of my workers' arms.
I'm
never going to financially recover from this. All right, move on. See, Grant, see what happens when you make stupid comments. We get off key here.
Oh, goodness.
Okay, a couple things with Grant here. Where's Wynnewood? You know, if they keep winning, the team's losing ahead, they might make it in the top 5.
You never know.
Hey, can we pull up Wynnewood's schedule?
Oh boy, we got to take a look at this.
I want to take a look. Grant, Grant also said Blanchard beat them last year. Correct, but Tuttle won the district. Won the district. Yeah. I think Grant says we threw him off. You did. We got talking Lion King. Now we're looking up this Wynnewood schedule here. We'll get back to the rankings here in a second. This is the.
You ready?
Are you ready? Okay, here we go.
According to not our schedule, but according to what we found.
Okay.
Valiant,
Bulldogs,
Tishomingo, Mill Creek, Davis, Dibble, at Elmore City, Purnell, versus Stratford, at Rush Springs. Rush Springs, that's the town between
Watermelon,
Duncan and Marlow.
Watermelons.
Rush Springs, at Rush Springs versus Ringling, loss. At Hilton, and then versus Wayne,
not Payne, but Wayne. Grant. Chuck, your 1-year-old, your first grade team can win that schedule.
Yeah, Cannon's an athlete.
Oh boy, here we go.
We're completely off the rails.
Get the individual coaches lined up. He's going to Division I.
Well, no wonder he's high on Wynnewood. They're not playing. Well, Ringling.
All
right, we'll keep an eye on Wynnewood this year. Maybe.
No, we're going to.
Okay,
no doubt.
All right, so let's go back to our rankings. What we are
5A.
We're
now on 5A.
We're moving to 5A. 5A top 5. I gotta get that graphic off of there. 5A number 1, Carl. That remains the same. Del City remains the same at number 2.
The Bonafide number 3.
You're going Guthrie.
That's your lock.
That's my lock. Bonafide number 3.
So no McAllister, no Collinsville, no McGinnis. Guthrie is your
not at number 3. Yes, no. Guthrie is. As of now, as of August 30th, Guthrie is my bona fide number 3.
Collinsville 4, Elgin 5. McAllister not in the top 5 yet. Some people have them as high as 2 or 3.
He was in a dogfight against Broken Bow last week.
Yeah.
So I don't I don't know.
That McCarty kid's no longer there, right?
Yeah, like 95% of the offense and 95% of their defense is gone. So it's going to be interesting.
McGinnis still. I think the Tulsa World has McGinnis in there. Like, hey, do you not know the tight end transfer?
Like literally everybody's across town now.
Yeah. Carl Albert, Del City.
Can I just say this? Some of these people that do rankings, it's so obvious they don't pay attention to high school football. It drives me nuts.
Well, we don't have anyone in the top 5. So.
Well, it's Grant's problem.
Okay.
but I mean, it's so obvious that they pay no attention to it.
Yeah.
I mean, it just drives me crazy.
Yeah. There's some, even this week, it was like, how do you have McGinnis ranked 2?
Well,
3 or whatever it was.
Silly.
Well, we'll get to that here in a second. Couple of things we want to make sure his voice is heard. He says when Wynnewood beats Ringling, y'all are going to have to put him in the top 5.
I'll do that.
They beat Ringling, and I'll buy you a steak dinner every week for a year.
Whoa.
How about that? Is that too aggressive?
You're on video, Phil. You're on video.
Test 1, 2, test.
Goodness gracious. Grant moves Guthrie down to his number 4 spot.
Grant.
Stop.
Now he's just an instigator.
Future Blue Jay, Grant Oliver.
Hope so.
All right, and then let's take a look at the
682.
So has he got Grant? Who do you have at number 3 then?
No.
Piedmont. Probably Piedmont still.
Oh,
he loves the Piedmont
He's riding that
Wildcats.
Piedmont
yeah,
train.
he does. He's a big fan of them.
Oh yeah, good football team.
Piedmont, they are. Piedmont ran the flex bone.
Yeah,
they ran the flex bone. Yeah. So it's not district.
Same offense.
It's not the district schedule. So we'll see if they're going to throw in.
You would think if they had something different, they might practice a little bit in the non-district play.
I sure hope they go spread on the first district game. That'd be so awesome. That'd be so cool. Like everybody would freak out. All the district coaches in 582 would be like, "What in the world?"
And then we rewind the tape and say, "Hey, what?"
You know, the one team on their schedule, especially where they play them, where they may introduce that the first night, is the Guthrie Blue Jays.
Yeah, it's first district game, right?
And Guthrie's so good against the run.
Yeah.
I mean, if they were gonna introduce it, that'd be the one. That'd be fun.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be so much fun.
Grant officially has Piedmont 5, Guthrie 4, Elgin 3.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
he's big
Elgin.
Yep.
Too.
Okay. Don't disagree, Elgin. I mean,
Elgin's a good football
better
team.
than 3 spot. I disagree, but Elgin's a good football team.
Very good football team.
Oh, they follow me on Twitter too.
All right, 6A Division 2. They do shuffle this week here on the High School Huddle.
Yep.
It might be my fault.
It was.
Was it my fault?
Yes.
Okay. 6A2, top 5. Number 1, Muskogee. That remains the same.
Well, not my vote, but okay.
Deer Creek, number 2. That remains the same.
Number 1.
Then we had a tie for 3, 4, 5.
How's Stillwater 3?
They lost.
We did.
To defending state champions from Arkansas.
Doesn't matter.
Choctaw lost. Well,
yeah.
Suspended game.
Yeah.
Sand Springs wins.
Yeah.
Do you have Sand Springs 3?
I had him number 3. Absolutely. Move him up.
You know, I
got to win.
You know what?
He's doing it.
Don't you dare.
I messed up.
Don't you dare.
No, he messed up his calculations.
Messed up. Sand Springs should be number 3 in my polls. Now you can still keep saying, but Sand Springs won, Stillwater lost, Choctaw didn't finish. I think Choctaw was going to lose.
So you're going to downgrade. You say, I don't blame Vian for losing to Washington, but Stillwater loses to defending state champions from Arkansas, and that's a horrible loss.
I dropped Vian a spot.
That's correct.
You guys are crazy.
Wynnewood could beat Stillwater.
We can only have room for one Grant. Okay.
I had questions about Stillwater.
I did too.
I think everybody did.
Still does.
Yeah,
it's the first time they lost in a long time.
Yeah, no, they'll be fine.
So I mean,
longest winning streak in 6A2.
Well, boys, first of all, we're talking about 6A2. Okay, you get beyond the top 5-6 teams, it gets pretty easy to start picking them. I mean, let's be honest.
Well, these 6A2 schools are so happy. There was a split in 2014.
Yes, and it's good for the state. It's good for high school football. I think it's good.
Boy, Choctaw's all in on their pregame festivities.
Oh yeah,
it's the productions.
Oh no, they're all in.
All in.
They do have great uniforms.
Well, they got 25 different uniforms.
But they have that combo they had on the other night. Those are sharp. Those are sharp uniforms.
Their production's all state caliber, state championship.
Yeah.
They haven't done on the field, but
right.
They've been there, but they haven't. No. Yeah, they put a lot of time and effort in their pregame festivities over in Choctaw. So see if it relays. So okay, but sorry, go back to that's me holding back, Phil.
Oh,
and
oh no, I know.
So there you are, Stillwater, Sand Springs, Choctaw. I really. It could change next week. I messed up. I think Sand Springs should be the number 3. Phil, what would your top 5 there be, Phil?
Mine would be Deer Creek 1, Muskogee 2, Stillwater 3, Sand Springs 4, Choctaw 5.
Okay. Is that your top 5 there, Ronnie? Is that how it played out?
It's
pretty darn close.
Yeah,
It's close.
I got Muskogee.
No, you had Stillwater 5.
I got Muskogee, Deer Creek, Sand Springs, Choctaw, Stillwater.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Yeah, and you can't lose either way.
Well, with Stillwater, if they'd went out and lost to a team that lost 3 or 4 ball games last year, but if I'm correct, they either played in the state championship or they won the state title for their class in Arkansas last year. I mean, that's a good football team. Guys.
I did not change Stillwater. Stillwater was my fifth last week, and they're 5 game this week. So I didn't take them.
I already had them to begin the week last week.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
We've got his notes from last week.
We're going to start lying now?
We all have our notes from.
We're going to start lying now.
Phil, it's right there.
Right there. I see it.
I know,
right
and
there.
that's a lie. That's a damn lie.
It's not a lie.
That's a lie.
All right, 6A1 rankings. We
got 3 lose Ponca City?
Yes. Oh, no. They won.
6A1. So we saw Santa Fe go to Jinx.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We saw Bixby dominate. We saw Union dominate. So the question is, how many West Side schools are in the top 5?
Ooh, I know.
I know, too.
Okay, let's take a look at that. 6A1 top 5. And did our number 1 and 2 switch from last week?
Yes.
I think it did.
It did. Previous week, yes, it did.
Here it is. Bixby, number 1 by the High School Huddle, top 5, not mine.
Mine's the same.
Number 2 is Union. Number 3, Edmond Santa Fe. Number 4, Norman North. 5, Jinx.
I got mine a little different.
Mine, Santa Fe and North are switched for me.
Mine is, I have Bixby, Union, Santa Fe 3, Jinx 4, Norman North 5.
See, I went, I think Union is the best team. I have them number 1. I have Bixby number 2. I do have Santa Fe number 3. I actually went Mustang number 4 and Norman North number 5.
Kick Jinx all the way out.
Kick Jinx number 6.
Well, that's kind of mean.
He was all over. He's a Jinx guy last year, and they lose once, he's gone.
Oh, no, we're still there. This is hard love right now is what Jinx is
tough
getting.
love. Tough love.
Owasso, Broken Arrow. Broken Arrow got
walked.
Yeah, walked. Yeah,
they got walked.
I think our preseason. I think we all have them going 4-6. Broken Arrow going 4-6.
I think that's very possible. Yeah,
We'll
I think
see.
that's right. I think that's what.
That's what we did. But I went 3 West Side schools in the top 5.
Yeah.
Jinx, Owasso, Broken Arrow. You're going to have to. I think Jinx will be okay. Owasso.
No, they're going to struggle.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Struggle.
Broken Arrow.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
Yeah,
they're out.
Yeah. So
they don't have enough kids to pick from.
All right, we're going to take our final time out here on the High School Huddle presented by Generations Church. When we come back, we'll take a look at the games of the week. There are some games that didn't make the top 10. We'll talk about those as we wrap it up after this here on the High School Huddle.
At Generations Church, we exist to love God, love people, and serve both well. We're a multi-generational, multicultural church that believes in being a light to our city and our region. At Generations, we don't believe that church can be put in a box. We're a church that accepts all people from all walks of life, young, old, rich, and poor, and you will feel welcome at Generations. Join us at 10 a.m. every Sunday at 2524 West Noble in Guthrie, America. You can also join us at generationsguthrie.online.church.
Hey, you in the third row. Yes, you. When was your last dental checkup? Dr. Louis Turney and his staff provide dental care in a fun, relaxing environment. Still not convinced? Prefer to sleep through your appointment? No problem. We can do that too. Our staff can ensure you have a relaxing experience no matter what. Got kids? Hey, so do we. Come see what all the moms are talking about. Our kid-friendly staff loves to provide care to even the tiniest of teeth. Give us a call today. We've got the whole family covered.
Give Dr. Louis Turney a call at 282-7600.
Today I'm sharing Golden Chick with the world. Are you ready to taste Golden Chick for the first time? 100% tenderloin. That's where the golden tenders come from. Marinated for 24 hours.
It is amazing.
Then we also got the rolls, made fresh.
It feels like they were just baked.
You know why it feels that way? They were.
Every time I go, I like to get extra rolls, so I love it.
We are being kind of photobombed right now by the one and only Clucky. Have you met Clucky the chicken? Don't get too starstruck. He's just a regular guy. One taste, and you're golden.
Golden Chick.
He's on Tender. That's like a chicken dating app.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy. Aspen Roofing is a family-owned roofing company with more than 20 years of experience and achievements across Oklahoma. Aspen Roofing takes pride in the personal service we provide on each job, and we strive to maintain the highest level of quality while offering our customers a reasonable price. It is our commitment to help you understand the process of getting a new roof from start to finish. Call Robbie Hudson for a free roofing estimate at 405-562-0026.
Exxon was founded by two combat-proven veterans to help businesses grow from mediocre to exceptional. We know from experience that your culture and trust throughout the organization drive superior performance. Most business owners focus on the urgent rather than the important. They are just struggling to survive. The team at Exxon helps owners identify challenges, build solutions, and focus on growth. Do you trust your team? Does your team trust you? If not, we can help. We are Exxon.
Welcome back to the High School Huddle, presented by Generations Church.
Final segment here on the High School Huddle. Glad you're spending your Wednesday night with us, August 30th, or catching the replay. Find us on YouTube. Search Second Banana Media. Subscribe and like. We are the High School Huddle. Also, secondbananamedia.com has all of our shows. We have our preseason rankings on there. We go into depth on, 5, 30, 40 schools. What we think prediction-wise. We'll see how those turn out this year. We didn't do one on Wynnewood. Wynnewood didn't make the cut. So,
oh boy,
or Duncan.
Yeah. We're going to take a look at some of the big games of the week, including the top 10 games of the week. We'll have our predictions here, and we'll show you how we did last week here in just a second. But there is a few games that did not make the 10. Phil, what's the longest rivalry in Oklahoma high school football?
I have no idea.
Remember, we do this every year.
And I have no idea every year because I don't remember what happened on Monday.
It's the 101st meeting.
Oh, wait.
Yes. I don't remember.
Cleveland and Hominy.
Yes.
Okay, I got to process.
I remember the
Corn. Hominy, Corn, Cleveland, Baker Mayfield. Not anymore, but when I did this, it worked.
Yeah, I remember you had a process. I couldn't remember.
That's what it was.
Well,
Okay.
one more time now.
So Baker Mayfield, because at the time he was with Cleveland Browns.
Okay.
And I can never remember the name Hominy, so I said Hominy's like the
Hominy
disgusting corn.
Okay.
So I go with Corn. I remember Corn, Hominy.
Method to the madness, folks.
Process.
Well, they play Thursday night, Phil. Both teams are undefeated.
Let's go to that one.
1-0.
Okay.
How many won last year? 51-14.
Okay.
We're not going to that
So
one.
Corn beat Mayfield.
Cleveland.
Oh, Horn. Yeah. So Corn
Hominy beat Corn beat Mayfield last year.
Corn beat Mayfield.
That's right.
All right. Metro Christian opens up the season against Noah, the homeschool up there in the past the Tulsa area. Still waiting on defensive lineman Danny Okoye make his decision.
Number one
player in the state.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, yeah. Unfortunately, he doesn't play offense, and they got crushed last week.
Yeah, they did get crushed.
Did they get crushed?
Yeah. He can't make every tackle. He could.
Collinsville Oologah play. Oologah 56-20 over Fort Gibson. Claremore Bartlesville 5A 6A2 matchup there. And I don't think Booker T and Del City, that's not on our top 10, right?
Yes.
It is our top 10.
Yeah.
Okay, so we won't talk about that one here. All right, let's take a look at the top 10 games of the week, see if I can put this in order. First game we'll pull up is Carl Albert at Midwest City. And let me, I forgot to put this up in the, my bad. Scoreboard. Game picks. Okay. Oh, I forgot. Before we get to that, here's what we did last week.
Oh, boy.
8-2. We lost.
Respectable.
All three of us picked Jinx, and all three of us picked Weatherford.
Yeah. Jinx lost on the last play of the game. Weatherford got dog walked.
I wish I could take everything I said about Weatherford back right now.
Yeah, I did too.
I fell hook, line,
sinker. I did too. Yeah, I did too.
You begged them to.
You almost went Newcastle.
I know.
Because we talked about that.
I almost went Santa Fe.
But
did you?
Yeah, you said it last week on the show.
Yeah.
I did?
Yeah.
Way to show
Or you said it on Friday night on the broadcast.
On the broadcast,
So you almost picked Santa Fe.
I don't. Sorry. Some people that listen to us think that this is an act, my memory.
No, they saw the Corn Mayfield. I think they're sold now.
It's a real thing.
I think you got them sold, Phil.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
All right, let's look at game number 10. And who went first last week?
Well, Phil gets honors again.
Won the champion from last year.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot what
So it goes Phil, Chris, then
That's
me.
right. Chris doesn't like being number 2.
No.
Who finished last year? Would that mean Ronnie finished last in
Yes.
predictions? Okay. I was just checking.
Phil, Carl Albert is at Midwest City. It is a rivalry game.
Yep.
5A versus 5A. 5A1 versus 5A2. Midwest City did not play last week. Carl Albert's dominant 38-10 victory over Coweta.
Good Coweta team.
Xavier Robinson, I think 4 touchdowns on the night. So.
Get used to that.
You can go ahead and put
go ahead and put Carl Albert across the board. Carl Albert's going to win that game. I got it 42-21. I think I'm generous with the 21, but I'm going to go 42-21.
All right. I will go ahead and beef up the process here. Yeah, I got Carl Albert. I think I'm going to go Carl Albert 44-14.
I got 38-7, Carl Albert.
Yeah.
38-7. Pretty good. All right. Titans across the board. Number 9, Broken Arrow at Tulsa Union. I knew I'd go second, so I thought I'd go with the tough one here. I will go Union easy.
Yeah. I got Union 31-7.
Put Union up there for me too, Chris. I've got Union 55-14.
Yeah, Broken Arrow was not good last week for them. Broken Arrow lost 41-0 to Bentonville.
Yeah, it's not good.
Will Broken Arrow score this week?
14.
And you have them at 7, Ronnie?
I have a 7.
You have them at what?
0.
Oh, 0. Okay, well, maybe not.
All right. Game number 8 here on the High School Huddle features 5A Bishop McGinnis 1-0 victory over Putnam City last week, going on the road to the Red Tornado Bowl. Clinton also 1-0. Trying to get into the top 5. Both teams trying to get in the top 5 of their respective class. Ronnie, what team has the best chance of jumping into the top 5?
Man,
toughest one to pick.
This one was hard. This is the hardest. This was the hardest one for me too.
Yeah.
Again, McGinnis. I think it was a pretty good game to start off with Putnam City last week. I don't think they blew them out of the water until the second half of the game. But Clinton looked pretty good last week from what I've seen and read. I think this could be just a toss-up, but I think McGinnis, I'll go with McGinnis in this one. Not sure if I'm ever going to be right or not. I mean, I'll not be surprised if Clinton wins, but I'll just pick McGinnis. I have no idea what the score
Well, you got to
be.
give a score.
6-2.
Okay, very good.
Okay, so you got Bishop McGinnis, the Irish. Quarterback Damon Cochran.
Yep.
Get the start there. Phil?
I've wrestled this. I'm still wrestling with this.
Yeah.
So you're like David Stone on signing day.
Mine's blank.
Or
Yeah, mine's
commitment day.
blank. I still don't have it in there.
You know what? I'm going Clinton 28-24.
Man.
Will not be surprised.
So it comes down to me. I'm pretty confident in this one. I think Clinton will win this game as well.
Yeah. You think it's going to be a good game?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
The 4A, 5A, both just outside the top 5 in both of their rankings, and Clinton's at home. Good tradition. I have to see a little bit more from Bishop McGinnis at the quarterback. We'll see how he plays.
Yep.
And, boy, McGinnis lost a lot last year.
It did.
A lot last year. Clinton brings it back. So we'll see how that one plays out.
Okay, I can get a game on you guys now.
Yep.
Could.
Could.
Could be a game back.
Yeah.
All right. Norman at Norman North. I think, are they still playing this at OU?
I do not know.
I don't. I would.
no.
Not the night before.
OU's got a game Saturday morning, and then that's brand new grass. They just put that grass on there. They ain't going to play anything until OU pays on first.
So it's not on the turf.
No,
or not at OU.
Maybe their practice field. I don't know.
Probably makes sense not to play.
Goodness, it's me, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Norman North wins big, 42-14.
I will go Norman North as well.
I got Norman North 31-17.
We'll get it all officially here.
Always a rivalry game. That'd be a fun game to go to. Watch if you're fans.
Remember, Alexander kid was a Norman Tiger too. He transferred to Washington.
Yep.
Waiting on Ronnie's Norman North to pop up there officially, so that there's no questions.
Could be here a while.
Could be here.
Abracadabra. Talk about the Cubs, I guess.
Oh, well done, little buddy. Well done.
All right. We move on to game number 5. The Memorial Bulldogs looking for victory number 1. Deer Creek looking to stay undefeated. This will be a future 6A1 matchup, but right now it's 6A2 versus 6A1. Good quarterback matchup.
I think you skipped one. Wagner Quita first.
Number 6?
Oh. No.
My bad.
Thought I'd lost my mind there for a second.
Well, you have, Phil.
Oh, okay. Still read, though. So it's all right there.
Oh, are we not picking?
What do you got, Chris?
Are we not picking Memorial Deer Creek?
Yeah, we are.
Yes.
Right after this one.
Right after this one.
Hold on.
This is your top 10, Chris.
Number 7. Number 6, Wagner at Coweta. It's got to be on my list somewhere here then. Okay, there it is. Whew, got nervous a little bit. Wagner opened up the season on the road at Coweta. Coweta losing last week's game to the mighty Carl Albert Titans. Of course, Wagner defending state champions won this. They went 9-7. Yeah. Wagner lost 9-7.
Yep.
Coweta won it 9-7 a year ago. So, thoughts on this one, guys?
Well, I mean, we saw Wagner state championship game and great football team, even better head coach and coaching staff. I mean, and Coweta's a very good football team too.
Yep.
So I mean, but I think Wagner's. Man, it's hard. Those kids believe they're going to win every game. I mean, they just do.
Yeah.
That's how they walk around town. They truly believe it. They expect it.
I think it's gonna be a quality game. I think it'll be a real close game.
I do too.
I think it'll be a 1-score game.
Yes, I agree with that.
Chris, who you got?
You're
up.
I'm first.
Oh yeah.
Well, then let me go to my notes here real quick.
Threw it over to us.
My bad. Let me. I got some.
He tries to do this all the time. He cheats.
I'm just trying to
performance tonight.
Do a whole bunch of stuff. So So last week, Coweta running back Lolo Bell.
Ooh, good name.
Lolo Bell was held to 52 yards on 19 carries.
Oh,
maybe not. So close.
That's a good name.
Yeah, but he was going against Carl Albert.
Yeah.
They got a good quarterback, Noah Cooper, 17 of 30, 142 passing yards as he replaces Laverty from a year ago.
That's good.
Wagner, though, good off. They struggled a little bit early offensively, only 7 points. They're better this year, and I will go with Wagner.
You got a score for us, Chris?
Sure, Phil. Last year, I'm going to go 10-6 this year.
Oh, goodness.
10-6.
High scoring affair.
Yes.
Okay.
97 last year, 10-6 this year.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I think it's gonna be a 1-score game. I got Wagner.
That's what I have.
Heading on top.
Yeah.
I think Wagner's gonna win this game. I picked it 21-17.
Oh, okay. That's a good pick. Put me down for the Bulldogs. 28-21.
28-21. Wagner across the board.
Chance to get your game back on me, Phil.
Yeah.
No. One up still.
You're good there. Let's see here. Grant Oliver has Union by 14, Clinton by 10. It is at OU. Grant says it is at OU.
Oh, Ronnie, you want to take anything back?
Man,
you said it with a lot of confidence.
I cannot believe that.
I thought it was.
That's crazy.
I thought that was. Okay.
Because OU is painting the field today.
Norman
ready
North
for Friday night game.
Well, they got a big Norman Timberwolf in the middle or a Tiger in the middle?
Big OU.
Big O in to be correct there. Wagner by 21, Grant says. And Grant also has Deer Creek winning by 17 points. All right. Let's get back to our top 5. Can we talk about Memorial and Deer Creek now?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd like
go
to
ahead.
do that.
All right. Who's up?
Ronnie.
Me.
Okay. So you have a quarterback. This is a good quarterback. You have
Great quarterback game.
Grady Addison is going to go somewhere good.
Power 5 probably.
Power 5 somewhere. Memorial quarterback name escapes me right now. I can find him.
Going to KU.
Yes.
Going to football school, Kansas.
Kansas is a football school. Yeah. It's very true.
David McComb. Thank you. And he's only a junior. So 2 junior quarterbacks.
You might play in that brand new facility that KU's building.
$350 million.
Well, it's a football program.
Does it still have a track around it?
Ooh.
God, I hope not.
I hope not.
Goodness.
Bad luck.
Although they're pretty good in track, though, right?
Real good in track, but the Kansas region.
So they're like
Their track's cool.
So they're like, we're going to build.
They're a little bit of everything.
It should be like, are you put a football field in the middle of our track?
What are you doing?
In the middle of our track facility? What are these guys doing here? So, okay. So that's my so Memorial, up and coming team. I think in 6A1, Deer Creek, Staple in 6A2. Again, this will be 6A1. I think in 24. I think 26. I think 2026. This will be a 6A1 matchup.
6A1 matchup. Okay. Yeah, I think it's going to be another 1-score game plus a 2-point conversion.
Deer Creek. Memorial.
Yeah, I got Deer Creek. They struggled last week.
Slow start.
And you got a Kansas commit quarterback coming in.
You don't remember going,
watch
man,
out.
Deer Creek's going to get beat.
Yeah, you did say that, Phil.
Well, it was in the first quarter, says.
Well, you said
pretty
it.
animated.
I said they
You
were
said
losing.
it.
I didn't say they were going to get beat. I said they were losing.
I got Deer Creek winning 28-20.
Taking any side action on that?
The Creek.
It doesn't matter if they win. It don't matter the scores. Okay. Scores are just for fun.
Okay. All right. Deer Creek wins 42-21.
Oh, I can get a game right here.
You could.
See, I told you it's going to be a good game, man.
Yeah, it's going to be a really good game.
I think it's going to be a great game.
Deer Creek. What was Deer Creek's score last week?
30-something to like 14.
Oh, so they gave up 14 points to Edmond North?
I believe that's right.
Okay. I'm sold on Deer Creek's offense.
Yeah, I am too.
It's the defense that yeah, I think I remember that. So I will
30-something.
I will go Deer Creek as well.
39-14.
Yeah. 3 returning starters on defense for Deer Creek.
Well, they got 11 from last week, though.
Correct.
Stars.
Yeah, correct. Yes. Well, we assume everyone's back.
Yeah, everybody's back.
Maybe someone getting benched and they only
somebody could have transferred.
Yeah, that's it.
Today's world.
That's exactly right. All right, game number 4. Lincoln Christian at Jones.
This is going to be a fun ball game.
I don't think it will.
I think it'll be a fun ball game. I think Lincoln Christian wins 28-24. I think it's going to be a good ball game.
You find my notes here.
Lincoln Christian hasn't scored fewer than 80 points in the last 14 years, but I'm going 28-24.
Last meeting was at Jones in 2021.
Yep.
Lincoln won 31-29 on a final field goal.
Man,
with 42
are those kids
seconds
still here
left.
playing?
No.
They're all graduated.
Okay. Make sure.
They've left.
All right. Both teams impressive.
Yep.
Holland Hall shut out by Lincoln Christian 33-0. 4A Bethany goes down. Little bitty Jones 2A. I think Lincoln Riley. No, I think Lincoln Christian rolls in this one. And Phil, did you say Lincoln Christian?
I did.
Okay.
Put him up there for me too. I got Lincoln Christian 28-21 in a good game.
We're close.
Very good game. Yeah.
I think Lincoln Christian blows it out. I think the passing game's too much for my.
Well, if that happens, we won't talk about it next week.
For the Longhorns.
Oh, no. Even though we picked the same, we're going to talk about any game you lose.
Oh,
spent a lot of time on that.
Yeah, so I'm thinking. Oh, we got the sun coming in.
Go Irish.
I'm going to go 35. It's going to be something like 35-14, 42-7, 42.
Really? I don't think so. I don't think so.
I think the passing game, the Lincoln Christian.
Yeah, they can spin it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so.
All right, we'll see.
Side action.
Game 3, Booker T, Washington Hornets taking on the Del City Eagles. Del City, I think we're officially going to have to go 0-0. The game was suspended. It never was completed. Del City was winning the game. I think they would end up beating Choctaw nonetheless. Del City at Booker T. I get to go first, don't I?
Mm-hmm.
The numbers for Booker T is better this year. They have more kids coming out this year. I think they're going. By the way, Gentry Williams, former Booker T, I think he's going to get started for the center defense as a sophomore. So,
really?
Yeah, I think he'll be there. We talked about him a whole bunch on the show a few years back.
Yeah.
But I think Del City wins this one. Fields was impressive. Fields can go 150 at any time. River Warren can go 300 yards anytime. Yeah. and they're balanced. I think they just got to so many transfers. I think they got to mesh together, and I think they will. But I got Del City. I think comfortably in this one. I'm gonna go 31-20.
So Booker T played an Arkansas team last week. Good Arkansas team, and it was actually nice to see that Booker T. They lost it a little bit towards the end, but they competed, so it wasn't as bad as it looked last year. Last year when they lost, they just lost. It was nasty when they lost.
It was.
But I think this will be a pretty decent game. I got Del City winning 35-28.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Thursday, you said in Del City?
I think
6
we
o'clock.
should go to it.
That'd be fun.
We should go to it.
Why people get with yours?
Yeah.
He's got people now. When do you get people?
Well, we both got people.
Oh boy. I'm going Del City as well. I like you too. I think it's going to be a great ball game. I've got it 35-21.
Oh, okay. That's 2 scores.
Huh?
2 scores?
Yeah, it's going to be a good ball game. 35-21.
So Grant has Lincoln Christian beating his dad's team by 3 points.
I mean, didn't he pick his dad team to lose last week too? He did.
Yeah.
So he's got his dad, by his predictions, 0-2 on the year.
Well, he's got Del City by 35, so I don't
He's
know.
got Del City winning by 35 points.
He's a baseball coach.
No more.
Well, he will be again.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, Grant.
Grant's aggressive.
I think that's a compliment. Grant his dad only losing by 3 points. I think they're going to be blown out.
Well, he just wants to still be able to go to Thanksgiving.
He blew Christmas out of the way, so he wants Thanksgiving.
We can come.
He can with us. Yeah. He's welcome Guthrie anytime.
Yeah, anytime.
NIL or what are we talking about?
Well, whatever we need to do.
Yeah. You got a shirt?
Got a shirt for him right over there, waiting to give to him.
Got to get that through the waiver, so compliance.
Gotta get that
Game
through
of the week in the state of Oklahoma.
Well, wait a second. We got one more.
Oh, sorry.
You're just
That's just a preview. No,
you're a little quick
I'm
tonight.
previewing it.
Oh, preview.
Good.
Number 2 game of the week. Jinx out of Wausau. I should put this like at number.
I would have put Del City Booker T ahead of that. I'd have put
I
Wagner.
think Del City's going to win
ahead of
pretty
that.
easy. I think Del City's going to win pretty easy. Wagner, Quita, I can see that ahead of that.
Yeah.
All right, Jinx out of Wausau. Both teams looking for their first victory of the year. Am I going first?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I am. Because Phil's got the game of the week.
Oh, that's right.
Okay.
Champion.
Correct.
That's right.
All right, Ronnie, you're up.
This is another one that it was kind of didn't really know, so I did a little more research on it. I think Santa Fe was a lot better than they were last year. Of course, we're also losing to Bixby by quite a bit. And there's a newspaper, local news, not local here, but local in the state. They got Owasso number 3 in the state.
That person did that has never watched a high school football.
I think that's pretty aggressive.
That's real aggressive.
I think that's very aggressive. But I think this could be a good game, but I do think Jinx will win this game by a couple scores.
Jinx by a couple scores.
Yeah.
Phil?
Well, maybe 10.
Maybe 10. Okay.
I've got Jinx as well, and I've got them winning Legion. I've got them winning 31-14.
Well, let's take a look at it. Let's think about this. Both have quarterbacks splitting their time.
Yep.
Correct.
Boy, I also struggled at quarterback last week. Yeah, you know what? It's Jinx.
Yeah. I was going to say, how long are you going to drag this
out? It's Jinx. We got another show to get to. No. I can go into the details, but I will wait for my Trojan to. Oh
boy, do your little clap thing.
Well, I don't want to jinx it this time.
Well, you'd prove it wasn't a fluke.
You're good.
Oh, but it was close. Close. Within a second.
Off. My bad.
It's all right.
All right. Game of the week in the state of Oklahoma. The Millwood Falcons, runner-up in the state championship game a year ago, on the road to Andy Bass and Heritage Hall. Coach Andy Bogert and the Chargers, a 3A powerhouse. There'll be 4A next year. There'll be a powerhouse there as well. Phil Nichols, first pick of the night.
I got Mr. Bass and Heritage Hall winning this game 35-24.
35-24, the Hall. They're called the Hall.
The Hall.
The Hall, yeah.
Call them whatever they want.
I will also go Heritage Hall. Grant Oliver also goes Heritage Hall by 10. Of course, Millwood athletes all over the place.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we'll see how that one goes. I think it'll be a close game. I'm rooting for a close game. we'll see how it goes out.
You, didn't give a
you
score?
got
Heritage Hall 28-14.
Okay.
so you got two future teammates, Andy Bass and Jaden Nickens, on the same football field.
Nobody's going to OSU?
No.
Okay.
Have you been following that deal up there? Jeez.
Those guys can be on the same field, same time here in about 4 or 5 years once they get established at Oklahoma. I think it's going to be a good game. But I do have the Hall winning because they got the better weight room program, 35-24.
Good weight program over at Heritage Hall, no doubt about that. And those are the games of. Oh, I got to wait for Ronnie's graphic to make it official.
What about your graphic? Oh,
it's up there.
Oh, those are little. Those are little.
Look at that one right there.
Those are littler.
Yeah, the
Halls.
Just the Halls logo. I meant there.
Saving money.
There
on
it
the-
is.
Oh, there we go.
There it is. Yeah, yeah. They're saving their pennies over at
Gotta
Heritage
watch
Hall.
it
On
at
the
Heritage
mascot.
Hall.
All right, that'll do it for this week's show. If you want more of this, we're going to have another show here in just a few seconds. If you want to stay on Second Banana Media, it's the open mic. We'll be talking some good
Whatever
stuff.
you want.
We'll be here on the High School Huddle every Wednesday night throughout the entire season. We will start at 6 o'clock every single night. Take your questions, comments. We appreciate everyone checking us out tonight or on the replay. Don't forget to subscribe and like our YouTube channel, and that way you know when we go live with our show every Wednesday night. And we'll be talking about on and off the field and all the great players and all that good stuff, and it'll only get better throughout the entire season. Appreciate you checking out. For Ronnie Phillips, Phil Nichols, I'm Chris Evans. So long. This has been the High School Huddle presented by Generations Church.